YouTube, what is up? Today we're going to be doing Pickems, and then we are going to talk about the teams at Shanghai, and I'm going to try and do a rough rating, a rough ranking of where I think they are going to end. It's obviously a little bit harder with Swiss format, could get wrecked and two of them could match up, but we're going to ignore that. So Pickems, this is a little bit spoiled because I've already done Plat Chat. Team Heretics over Dragon Ranger Gaming. Big fan of Heretics. Woot on Duelist is going to be fun for people that haven't experienced it. Woot on Duelist is going to be great. This is the role that he used to play back in the day. And Patty is obviously coming in as the support, which he was already playing before Woot came in, right? So he kind of knows a lot of the stuff on a good amount of the maps. So should be up to a pretty good level. So I have Heretics beating Dragon. I have FPX beating Foot. And I think that FPX just do so many weird comps that I think they should have the advantage. The problem with this pick is Foot are probably going to ban Lotus, and FPX's best map is Lotus at the moment, so maybe the maps favor Foot a bit, but I still think when it comes to like Icebox and some of these different ways of playing, I think that Foot might struggle a little bit just because FPX do some weird stuff. So I'm going to go with FPX, but this is like my biggest gamble out of here. Going to go with G2. I think G2 have been looking consistent. I like how they're playing. And yeah, I just think that they have a point to prove on this one. T1's map pool isn't great, and I think you can kind of exploit that a little bit, and hopefully G2 lean into that. Then we have Genji against Lev, and I went for Genji, but this one I am not confident about. I went back and looked a little bit at the Lev against G2 game to try and work out where I was going to rank these teams, and the fact that Lev nearly won a game where they lost 9 out of 10 pistols is crazy. Like, I actually do rate Lev above G2 at the moment. And I think I probably even rate Lev like maybe above Genji from what I've seen map pool wise as well. So, and I just think that a few of the players from Genji, mostly Karen, is like a little bit out of form from what we've seen. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to stick with Genji because I did it with Plat Chat. But man, I wish I'd changed over. I think I would be going for Lev, but I'll stay consistent just so that it's consistent across the board. But yeah, just when or if Lev win, just remember that I think this would have been a close game, and I probably would have, thinking about it now, if I had to guess, I probably would take the risk on Lev. Just because some of the individuals, I mean, Texture just bails out Genji so much that, I don't know, it doesn't feel great and consistent. Okay, choose the 4 teams of the group that are going to advance to the next stage. So I have Foot losing to FPX, but I think I have to go with this. Like, this is what makes the most sense to me. Foot is probably the team that is going to upset one of these, and you never know, like some of these teams can match up, so it should be pretty hard, but this is what I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for these 4 teams for... Wait. Why did it not do this? I'm going to go for these teams for my Pickems. Wait, am I literally just doing the top row the whole time? Yeah, I am. Okay, so that is my Pickems. And then moving on to the actual tier list. So we'll start from the bottom, and we have to kind of keep it consistent with what I said. And remember, this is where I'm ranking the teams in terms of playing. So I'm not doing like a whole thing where like I rank in terms of everyone at the moment, and I think that like Foot is better than I don't know, G2 or whatever. I'm just doing it on the actual first games and where I think they're going to happen. So that's why like EDG will be confirmed 7th and 8th, just because they're already in playoffs, right? Hopefully that makes sense. So let's stay consistent with what I did earlier. DRG will be here. T1 will be here as well. I think FPX will win a game, so I would have them here, and I think Foot would win a game as well, so I would have it like this, right? So these are the 0, these would be the 1-2 teams, and these would be the 0-2 teams. Then going on to playoffs, 7th to 8th. Now all of these teams pick. So Paper X would pick. Do you know what would be so fun? Is oh man, I really wish I just want to see EDG against 100 Thieves. I really, really do. I would actually love it if FPX went through and 100 Thieves picks FPX, because that would be such a hype game. Just because of all of the stuff that Boosty always says about the Chinese teams. Okay, let's be realistic. I'm gonna be realistic. We're gonna start going from the top. People that watch my stream know I'm so high up on Paper X. This isn't a hot take, but I would say that I was maybe one of the first to be like calling them so high. The fact that more people are jumping on the bandwagon makes me worried. So I kind of want to put them over towards like second or third. But I'm gonna stick with what I've been saying for a long time. I'm just a believer in this team. So Paper X, ever since Jin came back, I started rating them heavy. I pretty much looked at them as a fresh team when Jin came back. That's one of the reasons that Devi was so high up in my list, because I just forgot about all the stuff that Paper X did before, and I wanted to just base them on this performance with him. And yeah, I think it's been incredible. And I think I do similar with Heretics as well. You're trying to just look at them with Patty, but obviously now Patty's back. So 7th to 8th. Let's put Paper X here. And let's be honest, from what I'm seeing at the moment, dude, I'm kind of high up on Fnatic at the moment. The more I looked at them, like the individuals are pretty good right now. And I think they just have a lot more to give. They're one of those teams that maybe I think can step up in the actual pressure situation. So I'm going to put these two here for the moment, and I'm going to decide where I want to put them. Gen G, I think, have been lacking slightly, and I'm tempted to say it's a 5th, 6th, unless the problem is I haven't seen Karen put up the levels. Honestly, all the other individuals, apart from Texture, haven't actually hit their kickoff potential. That's my issue at the moment. G2, I think they're great, but I think they're going to be at 7th to 8th. I think I'm kind of happy with this one. They're a consistent, good team, but I think sometimes... Man, G2 could really surprise them. Map pool's pretty decent now. Let's put them here for a second. Heretics with a stand-in. But the stand-in is Patty and Woot is on Duelist. But I think they're going to be so focused on champs that maybe they... Nah, they're also young and hungry. Okay, let's put them here for the moment. EDG, damn, dude, I would love EDG to pop this event, and I'm a EDG believer at the moment. But the problem is the rest of the teams are actually looking decent. So let me put these all here, and let me kind of work this one out a bit. I think G2 are better than Lev at the moment, so I would put them up. EDG would pick one of these. So something like this, maybe I would be thinking, then 100 Thieves. Maybe like this is kind of realistic of where I'm leaning to at the moment. I could see, dude, do you know what? Do you know what's mad is I could see this. I could kind of see any of these teams. Do you know what? I could kind of see any of these teams winning. That's where I'm at the moment. I actually think it's a 6-team event. G2, I would be surprised if they won it. EDG, I would be surprised if they won it. But I kind of see these 6 teams. So we're going to keep Paper X first. I think I'm going to put Heretics... Bro. Where, how have people been doing this? This one's a hard tournament again. It's been pretty hard to judge. I'm going to go a bit of my gut. I don't think Gen G is going to have a great tournament. This is where they win it. Which, again, I could see them winning it. Taking a big gamble on Lev here. And then do 100 Thieves beat Fnatic? That's the game that I'm trying to think. Would 100 Thieves beat Fnatic? Probably, with the form that I'm seeing in Fnatic. But I just think coming into this, they're going to be looking better. Mini's actually there now as well. They landed pretty early in comparison to some of the other teams. 100 Thieves could definitely win this event as well. Do I do this? Or do I stick with the Fnatic hype? Third and fourth, Lev. Would Heretics... Man, Heretics are a rough team to try and work out. Okay, let's do this. I think I'm going to do this. I think Gen G's probably too low. I think I'm massive up on the... I think I'm massively maybe too high up on Lev. 100 Thieves or Fnatic? 100 Thieves, smash G2. G2 look kind of foot off the pedal. Yeah, this one is a rough one. How many inexperienced players are there from 100 Thieves? New patch as well. Sure, let's leave it as... Let's do that. Let's do that. I'm not too confident with Fnatic, but I think just... Nah. Oh, man. Fnatic is so hard. I think if I had been seeing a better performance from them, I would be putting them higher. It's just the fact it's so hard to actually think of like how good they've been playing. It was only really the playoffs that they started to look better. So all right, let's leave it at this. PaperX #1, just because I think map pool wise, okay, I'm actually a little bit worried about this the more that I think about it, but everyone is just playing to the highest level that I've ever seen. It feels like Jin coming back has just been a new lease of life for them. They honestly don't look as good as they used to. Like, I looked at their champs form. I actually think they look better at champs, but I think that every other team has kind of been looking a little bit rocky with the change of the agents. That they look the best at the moment. They have a new, unique way of playing. And if I'm looking at individual form, they are all hitting their individual peaks at the right moment. That's why PaperX is fast. Second, 100 Thieves. Similar kind of thing. I think they look the best ever, but they're all reaching their peaks at the moment. They're all kind of taking turns, and I think Boostio and Zix has done wonders with this team. So they look like a hard team, and their map pool looks decent. So that's why they're second. And yeah, I just think like some of their comps are so well put together, especially when I think of their bind and their split comp. I like a lot of the combos that are going with it. Then if I look at Fnatic, I'm going to put them in third, fourth, just because it's been hard to gauge where they actually are as a team. I still think they're like a really good team, and I think they're slowly starting to get back into form, even though they're not at form. I think Alpha's been disappointing. I think Bolster has been like heavy struggling, but I think that he's now gaining the confidence. I think it kind of the shock of not going to Masters and how hard it is this year maybe like hit him pretty hard, but it looks like he's in a better mental state now, so that gives me confidence that they can perform well here. Lev, I think they lost a big game when they lost so many pistols. Give them some of those pistols, and maybe Aspas plays a bit more with the team itself, then I think they should be having a good run. Genji, I'm putting them down here because Karen and some of the other individuals haven't been performing to the levels, so I think that they might struggle a bit on some of these maps, but I'm more than happy to be proven wrong. Heretics would obviously have them a lot higher if they had their normal roles, and if Miniboo was playing there, but I think they're going to look good, to be honest with you, so I'm kind of happy having them here. I know they're all crazy, crazy strong players, so I'm okay with putting... Man, do I do that? Why do I want to do this all of a sudden? Am I really going to put Heretics here? Why am I changing this? EDG, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that, and it's just because of the fact they have a stand-in, right? They just have a stand-in, and Heretics are here. I think normally with Miniboo, Heretics would win this, but I'm just gonna think that EDG, dude, it's in Shanghai. They have to win a game. They look back to their old form. We have Kang just having the whole team work around him as duelist. I think they should at least win a game in playoffs to make sure that they don't get 7th to 8th. So that's where I'm at. I think that they come 5th to 6th. And then Heretics, yeah, I pretty much talked about them. I think they could shock people just because Woot is so good on Duelist. I always seem to underrate Heretics at the moment. And then G2, just a consistent team, but I think, I don't know, with how I look at them, they're heavy reliant on winning a lot of pistols from their games, so I don't think that's a good factor when it comes into the actual buy rounds. And then these 4 teams, I pretty much talked about them earlier. Hopefully, I covered everything. I know that I was a bit all over the place, but it's a hard tournament to call. It really is. Let me know in chat what team I am sleeping on the most. Is it Foot? Is it FPX? Is it Heretics? Is it G2? Is it Genji? Because I imagine they're the 3 that you're going to say. Okay. Let me know in the comments. Thank you for all the subs as well with it. We hit over 20,000, so I appreciate you all for doing that. Thank you so much, everyone. And I'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow for Shanghai Masters. All right, peace.